going on sale for Toronto next year. Are you in?
I'm sick that day.
There's 6.
Huh?
There's 6.
6 what?
6 days.
6 days. Okay. I don't know.
Be sick for 2 weeks during the season next year?
So it's during the season.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't make it if it's during the season. Shoot.
A couple days ago, actually back-to-back days, kind of looks like you got dinged up, especially on that trick play. What was going through your mind as that contact hitting you at the ground?
I mean, I got the wind knocked out of me pretty good there. Woke up the next day, or the next 2 days really, and it's like, damn, I feel like I just played a game, you know? It's football. When we're out here, I like getting hit sometimes too. Makes me feel alive.
Hey, what have you noticed throwing against Taylor Rapp's involved and stuff? I mean, you kind of take notice of they've moved him around a lot. Have you any thoughts on him?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of playing that rover type position where he's kind of got free range to move around back there, and he's a smart ball player. That's why one of the reasons why we brought him here, and we're just happy that he's on our team. And again, he flies around, and he's instinctive. He sees things coming around. You just got to be very careful of where he's at throwing these inside slants, because sometimes he's on his horse coming downhill, and you don't want to throw any hospital balls, what we call them.
Gosh, this far into camp, we had talked about a number of new parts for you offensively. You had spoken to trying to limit the turnovers and taking that approach, but still be aggressive. How is it all kind of coming together so far?
Yeah, again, it takes time. We're just trying to work hard and work the kinks out. I'm glad we're making mistakes now and learning from them and trying to correct them the next time that we go out there. And again, it's not gonna be perfect right away. We got to talk through a lot of different things. And again, nothing that we did last year carries over to what we're gonna do this year. We're going to be a completely different ball club based on personnel and scheme, and every year you got to find new ways to be different than you were last year and to be better than you were last year, and that sometimes takes a deep dive into what you're good at, what you're bad at, how can we improve on the bad, and how can we continue to call the good. So defenses have tape of what we like to do, and they're going to come out and try to stop that and force us to do what maybe we weren't so good at last year, and we got to be prepared for that.
Josh, I don't know what you knew of Deonte Harty before you guys signed him, but from that point till now, has your understanding of what he can do, perception of what he is as a player, how much has that changed?
Yeah, I mean, I think when we first got him, it was kind of a gadget guy, speed demon, but the man can run routes. He's a very, very fine-tuned receiver. In and out of breaks, he's really, really good. He comes downhill, is very friendly for quarterbacks. And he can do a lot more, I think, than what we thought he could when we originally brought him in. But he can play inside and he can play outside, and he's a vertical threat that teams are going to have to respect, and his speed speaks for itself. But again, just the ability for him to get in and out of cuts, he's very explosive that way, so we're excited to have him.
What kind of dynamic does James Cook bring in the pass game?
Yeah, I mean, I think just the threat of him being back there and taking a handoff and running outside zone, running inside zone, and then running outside and a linebacker and running some of these option routes that our offense calls our running backs to do. I think he's becoming really, really good at those, and we got to continue to incorporate those in our game plan and feed him the ball a little bit more because he is so explosive with the ball in his hands. He can make guys miss. And again, the more times we can get him the ball, the better.
A week into camp, what have you made of the chemistry built with you and Dalton?
I mean, I love the kid. He's smart. He's instinctive. We're just trying to get on the same page right now, but really trusting in his body language, and he's speaking very easily to the quarterbacks right now and giving us good places to throw the ball for him.
We've heard a couple of your teammates say that he doesn't act like a rookie, and I feel like every year in this tent we've heard the exact same thing about somebody, but what to you does that mean? He doesn't act like a rookie.
I mean, I just feel like no moment right now is too big for him. He understands the offense. He understands his role in the offense. He's not trying to do more than what he needs to, and sometimes rookies, when they come in here, they put a lot of that pressure upon themselves of, I got to make sure everything's perfect. Go out there and just play hard and learn the system. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and I think that's what he's doing really well right now. He's trusting guys like Dawson and Coach Rob in his room and leaning heavily on them, and the communication that I've been having with him has been fantastic. So again, that's only going to continue to grow and get better.
A lot of quarterbacks around the league have weighed in on whether or not they want to be on Quarterback Season 2, the documentary. Would you have any interest in that, or will you be sick during that too?
Probably the latter. I haven't watched it yet. I know I talked to Pat a little bit about it, and I think it's a really cool concept. I think that to have everything documented, especially as a quarterback, is very cool. I mean, you look at some of the documentaries that have come out in the past, and you talk about the Jordan documentary, but just to have that documented, especially if you can win and win at a high level and continue to be a successful quarterback in this league, to have that documented, I think is super special. But at the same time, I don't want any outside distractions. I don't want any unnecessary distractions for myself or this team, and I'm not saying that would be. I'm a little undecided on whether I would want to do it or not. I go back and forth sometimes in my mind, but as of right now, I'm just trying to be the best quarterback for this team.
Josh, Ken had talked about, as an overall approach to the offense, and I realize it's still a work in progress, but being less predictable. He felt like as last season went on, that was more the case. Do you feel at this point that it's more diverse or balanced, or I don't want to put words in your mouth, how would you describe things with some of the new parts that you guys are going to bring once the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially when we're dropping back to throw the ball, just the options and the opportunities that we're giving different guys. I don't think it's honed in on one guy, and obviously we're going to play better when me and 14 are playing really well and opening up everything for a lot of other guys on the team. But it takes everybody. It takes all 11 of us, and we're just trying to find out what we can be really good at, and maybe what to stay away from right now in this time frame. And I think that's a big part of camp. Just trying to find what guys are comfortable with. But again, I don't think there's a time right now. I think with some of the pre-snap stuff and motions and this and that, and just switching guys into different positions. I know people have reported it, and it's not a secret. Now, if we do that in the game, that's different. But right now in camp, just trying to experiment with different things and to field different guys in different spots. And I think that just kind of makes it harder for a defense to know or feel like where the ball's going, because it could literally go to any of our guys on the field at any given time.
Josh, Kyer had that interception today. John Butler talked about putting him in positions to let him be physical at the line of scrimmage. What did you see on that play? What have been your impressions of Kyer throughout the game?
Yeah, the refs didn't throw a flag on that one, and no, he jumped a slant route and got inside there. Made a good play, but he's been very physical. I'm his locker mate, so every time I stand by or sit next to him, and he's got his iPad out and he's watching film. He's in the training room watching film, and he's very, very serious about his craft, and he's working extremely hard right now. And it's good to see him kind of taking this step in his second year. And I know he's so internally driven. He wants to be a great football player, so he's working extremely hard at that. And I'm proud of how he's approached things.
Josh, like the past few off seasons, you've come to camp with something specifically that you wanted to work on. There was the in-breaking routes a couple years ago. What is that this year, if you have anything at all, and have you been able to incorporate that into practice this first week and a half?
Yeah, I think just being situationally better in terms of the flow of the game, and it's hard to emulate that in a practice setting. I know Coach McDermott puts us in these different situations to make it feel as game-like as possible. Sometimes it's hard to do that, though, but as these preseason games, as they start rolling around, even just watching other games, sitting down and understanding what we would try to do in this situation, and what we could do better from those situations. Every year around the league, you see in the preseason just different things pop up that may not pop up during the season at all, but to have that in the back of your mind to get some mental reps at those just in case it happens, it's good to have.
Josh, you and Morton and you and Mitch are going into year 5 together, which is pretty rare for a quarterback-center combo. When it comes to calling out protections and that communication, can you describe how comfortable you are with that at this point?
Yeah, Mitch knows what he's doing. It's good to have a vet like that in the room. That we've been together for a long time. We know each other in and out, and I've spent a lot of time understanding with him. So I'm very comfortable with who he is, and just the man he is. He's a freaking awesome dude. He's a great leader for this team. He's a captain for a reason, and it's very comfortable knowing that he knows what's going on at all times.
Is there an extra level that you can get to when you have been together? Because you think about Mike and Jordan being together for so long, things they can do as a safety combo. Is there more that you can do when you've been with the same center for so long?
Yeah, I mean, there's always ways to improve.
I just wanted to ask about tomorrow night, kind of looking ahead. And you had said make it feel more game-like or whatever. You referenced that a couple of responses ago. Sean spoke to that this morning, that maybe not for you, but some of the younger players or whatever, get them in the stadium with a crowd in there. How much do you look forward to it, and how beneficial is it night like tomorrow?
Well, I think it's very cool for our new guys, rookies included, to see our fans in our stadium and to feel the energy in there. And Bills Mafia, I know they're salivating to get back in that stadium. And the fans here have been fantastic. Rochester always is so good for us, and I love St. John Fisher. So I can't thank the staff and everybody here for helping put this on enough. But it does feel good to be in your home stadium and playing some football.
Josh, we talked to Deon last year coming into the season, you guys Super Bowl favorites. This past offseason, a lot more talk about other teams, Jets, Dolphins, Bengals, Chiefs. We asked Deon, does he hear that outside noise? And he just said, who cares? I'm curious how.
Yeah, I think internally we all kind of feel the same way. We're just trying to put our best foot forward and work as hard as we can and let you guys in the media talk about all that other stuff. We're going to focus on just trying to be the best team and best versions of ourselves every time we step into our facility and every time we step out on this practice field. Thank you guys.